Your Storm Track weather with Chief Meteorologist Matt Miller.
Well, we do have some drier weather ahead of us. We're just not quite there yet. Today, a little bit of a chance to dry out, but it's been coming at the expense of a pretty muggy day and a muggy night out ahead of us. A severe weather set up again for the afternoon and evening hours tomorrow. Now, there's a little bit of a question mark hanging over tomorrow's activity, but after that moves on through, some pleasant weather for the middle of the week and maybe a few scattered or spotty thunderstorm chances late in the week or on into early next weekend. Right now, partly cloudy at Junction City as well as in Manhattan. We've warmed up today, cleared out a little chance for at least the ground to dry up just a little bit, but a partly cloudy sky at Emporia and in Topeka. It certainly has gotten warm. Temperature right now 86, feels like 91. Southerly winds at 14 miles per hour and picked up about another quarter of an inch of rainfall in many areas, and some picking up even more to the west. 64 and 86 today's numbers, a little bit above our average. Average high still running in at 79. Picked up an inch of rain at Salina, half inch at Concordia, about a half inch at Fort Riley as well. The amounts dropped off to the east as that line of thunderstorms gradually weakened, but did produce some pretty serious wind damage over some of the western counties, even in Washington County near Barnes and Lynn, but especially around Lynn, had a report of an EF0 tornado embedded within. Otherwise, the rain very short duration, but did hit the town of Lynn. Temperatures right now into the 80s, 84 at Forbes, 85 for Silver Lake, Burlington at 82. Here's where the real problem number comes in. This time of year, 80s are fine. 80s with a dew point of 70, not so good anymore. All of a sudden, it's really sticky out there, and that high humidity leading us to a heat index right now in Topeka of 91. Feels like 88 at Holton and Manhattan, 89 at Junction City. All this Gulf moisture continues to move in. We've got a system out to the west with the jet stream coming in from the southwest. All of that funneling up together again tomorrow, and the severe weather risk right over the Central Plains, pretty much bullseyed right over our area. Now, I said there's a question mark hanging over it tomorrow. All the ingredients are in place for hail and wind and perhaps a few tornadoes. The question mark is how many thunderstorms will actually form in that favorable environment. Now, tonight and into the morning, it's up to the north. Some of the models keep it north of the area, others into our northern counties, but somewhere in the northern tier of counties, best chance for some overnight or early morning storms. Tomorrow, during the afternoon, we start to see a scattering of a few hit and miss thunderstorms forming. Individualized storms would be rather intense during the evening. There just may not be a lot of them. It may not matter because we may be looking at significant risks with those and they move on to the north and east. The question mark again is how many storms we get. And because of that, we don't have as high of a flooding risk with this one. Tornadoes, hail, wind, all possible with the storms where they form, but again, not going to hit everywhere tomorrow. That's the good news because the setup is there for strong to severe thunderstorms as we reach back to a high tomorrow of 81 degrees. For the next 7 days after that 81-degree high tomorrow, we're back to 76, partly cloudy on Wednesday, 50s Thursday and Friday mornings with highs in the 70s and low 80s, and then a few more hit and miss thunderstorms set up toward the weekend and on into early next week, but at least a little bit more of a chance to dry out for many areas. You can see this was actually on Tuesday of last week from Circleville. Christy Tatum sent this in right before the tornado threat kind of moved into that part of Jackson County. Last night had some high wind move through Manhattan. You can see a tree snap there from Linda Rose, as well as some damage up into Washington County east of Barnes from Mark Cudney. Again, that mostly was 70 to 80 mile per hour winds that blew through the area. There was one embedded tornado. It actually wasn't even that much stronger than the straight line winds, but it did a little bit more damage because of the twisting motion. That was in Lynn. It raked at about an 84 mile per hour EF0 tornado.
Yeah, it's crazy to see all the photos come in too of all the damage. You don't realize it.
It's rough nights that we've had lately. Yeah. A lot of overnight storms and a lot of just heavy rain, and it's unfortunately just doesn't seem to want to quit.
Yeah. We're ready for a drought.